Colombia is one of the 4 countries with the most availability of water resources in the world. This resource gives the Colombian landscape a very characteristic and unique way of living. Cities are built around water, and Bogotá is a prime example of this. Water bodies such as rivers, waterways, and wetlands play a very important role in the preservation of life and ecosystems. That's why we need to make sure we take their care and conservation very seriously. Through urban design, population centers can become more aware of the importance of these resources, living in a more harmonious way in between urbanized and natural areas. Colombia is a country in South America, which territory expands to over 1 million square kilometers. Mosquera is a town near to the capital city of Bogotá in Colombia. This town is rich in its history and culture and was once part of Funza, Cundinamarca, before it went independent in 1861. The current population ranges around 89,000 inhabitants.
Attracting corridors that were detected in the study area are the main reason Mosquera's municipality and surroundings generate visits. The airport, principal road Calle 13, first-hand connection with Bogotá City and principal travel generator. On the cone side, we are located in between flood zones and numerous protected lands which could be considered detractor corridors because of the lack of urbanization. The development patches we detected are located in the south of Mosquera, where expansion and social activities could be developed. However, its location is surrounded by flood zones that could affect it. On the other hand, transforming patches were identified in the north, where there's less flood risks. Moreover, if industry is located there, it will not affect in a major impact. Custodian spots are highly relevant for the patches and the corridors development, and Mosquera is full of them. Here, we identify some of the social associations in charge of the vigilance and natural control of social development areas. In conclusion of the site analysis, we detected 3 main problematics in Mosquera. First of all, the flood zones, which are located in the south of Mosquera, where we also found the main aquifers, and also it is nearby the water paths. Second, the Bogotá River pollution. We are located in the hydrological basin, main reason all the pollution ends up in our side. And finally, informal settlements. If we can't do something in order to stop it, without urban planning, it becomes a problematic and a wrong way to grow and develop a city, decreasing life quality and increasing urban risks in these areas.
The main idea is to generate a comprehensive project that understands economic, social, cultural, and environmental aspects, that seeks to achieve a sense of belonging and rooting in the zone, activating it and making it a better place for everyone. Our main goals include providing public services to the informal settlements, sanitation and care of water bodies, protection and resilience against floods, strengthening of the local economy and culture, better, greener connectivity, and an overall ecological balance. The master plan is based on promoting economic and cultural development, seeking a sense of belonging in the Mosquera community, with the nature that is found there and the inhabitants' traditions. Infrastructure and equipment are provided to reinforce the city and its integral functioning. Connectivity within the city is improved by forming attractive corridors and public spaces that eradicate the social and geographical fragmentation between the north and the south. Now we're gonna talk about our proposals and strategies.
Our first proposal is all about connection. In order to take advantage of the city's transportation project and enrich the connections of the north and the south side of Mosquera, we created public spaces where the development of recreational activities will give capital gains to the areas where these proposals are being spotted. These connections are strategically placed near the main crossways of mobility. The highway is no longer a barrier. The railway rehabilitation with the Regiotram project will give us the opportunity to expand the BiblioRed governmental project that promotes culture and knowledge all around Bogota's metropolitan area. Our proposal pretends to develop a library and a public space that will be less than 50 meters away from the last metro station planned in Mosquera Regiotram. The accessibility we pretend to give to the train stations proposed in this existing project will bring a strong connectivity from north to the south of Mosquera and will also connect public spaces with this transportation system, enriched with nature, thus creating a vivid green atmosphere to such an important road as it is Calle 13.
Subsequently, in our second proposal, the potential settlement area is in the northwestern part of Mosquera. It is located in an area where there are no flood risks, plus it is near to the main service areas. This planning comprises 3 phases in different terms according to the needs of the city. For Phase 1, 170 blocks are proposed. For Phase 2, 340 blocks are proposed. And for the last phase, another 340 apples are proposed. About the existing informal settlements, rather than relocating them, we pretend to intervene through the provision of infrastructure such as public lighting, drainage, cleaning areas, schools, and other local services.
Meanwhile, our third proposal is about urban services. These 3 potential lands were chosen for the need of a vivid atmosphere in the area. First of all, the goal is to give life to this limit of the wetland. It is surrounded mainly by industry, informal settlements, and free land. Principal reason that the area could become an insecure point. Above all, we pretend to provide protection and a positive aspect to these informal settlements that become vulnerable by being located in the flood risks areas. Consequently, the creation of cultural and sports centers will give capital gains and a better quality of life to these vulnerable settlements. Our forward productivity proposal. In the productive sector, it is proposed to separate heavy industry from agricultural areas. In the north, there we will locate the food, manufacturing, and metallurgy industries. Moreover, near the airport and contributing to treat the Bogota's river water, we propose to spot a water treatment industry, taking importance to the fact that we are in the limits of the hydrological basin. Therefore, in the south, which is closer to the wetland area, hydroponic agriculture will be developed. This represents an ideal proposal to save water, increase production, and a way for farmers to have higher yields in their crops without having to depend on the soil.
And now for our final but certainly not least proposal. These 3 corridors were chosen mainly for their proximity to nature and their connectivity with all the equipment and industrial areas that will be developed in this project. Its function is to make nature take presence in the inhabitants' day-by-day life, and to create an attractive and green way of touring the city and enjoying it with everything it offers. Corridor A is mainly proposed to connect the historic center of the city with the proposed productive area in the north of the city, through a green corridor where docks are proposed along the wetland at certain points that will allow people to appreciate the landscape, even when the water level rises. Throughout it, different projects such as museums and cultural spaces are also being proposed. Due to the lack of interest about the pollution of the Bogota River from the population that lives in the surroundings of it, we propose this corridor to create more awareness about the health and the maintenance of it, in order to involve the population. Corridor B is proposed to include pedestrian lanes, bike lanes, and recreational spaces in areas bordering the river. For the Corridor C, the road section is maintained with the current dimensions. The pedestrian ridges are renovated by making them safer to walk, and at the same time, the corridor becomes a contemplative walk of the flower fields and a conductor of the interaction with the wetlands that exist in Mosquera. This proposal offers 3 ways of transportation that achieve a safe and more accessible passage to the center of the city and its surroundings.
Eventually, we got into this huge transformation, providing Mosquera's community a new perspective of living, improving life quality without forgetting its current way of living, and turning problematic areas into opportunities of development, connection, and growth.
In conclusion, the Urban Wetland Project uses what it has at its disposal, takes it, improves it, and enhances it, bringing as a consequence a notable improvement in the economy, tourism, culture, and the quality of life of its inhabitants. The diversification of activities, production, and recreational areas will boost urban growth and solve social geographical problems, as well as awareness of the environment and its appreciation. Because after all, wetlands and natural elements are the heart of Mosquera.